guys, it's Liliana from Vanilla and Canela here. Welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas. Today I have another super fun collab, this time with Mel from For the Love of Sorted. There'll be a link to her channel below, as well as a link to her video for this collab. So we wanted to make some Thermomix gift ideas for Christmas. So I decided to make a Bolo Rainha, which translates as queen cake. Okay, this is, if you are Portuguese and watching this is a variation on Bolo Rei, which is king cake. Now, traditionally, if you go into any Portuguese house at Christmas time, they'll have some Bolo Rei for you, and that's basically a cake, and it has loads of crystallized fruits in it, from cherries to oranges, all that kind of stuff. Now, I don't actually like crystallized fruit, so the Bolo Rainha is pretty much the same dough, but instead of the fruits, you can put nuts, okay, and chocolate chip bits in it. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. And I'm also going to do some homemade Baileys, which, if you don't have a Thermomix, I'll have a link for you guys below of the same video I did last year, and in it there's a recipe on how to do it without a Thermomix. Okay, there will also be a link to both recipes underneath, you know, the usual blah blah blah. So let's get started. So here are the ingredients you'll need to make your queen cake. You will need 70 grams of sugar, and you'll need extra icing sugar for dusting on top. You'll also need 1 peel of lemon and 1 peel of orange, one orange. Now, if you don't have a Thermomix, you need to grate it, okay? Just use a grater and grate 1 lemon and 1 orange. You'll also need the juice of 1 orange, 4 egg yolks, and what I've done with the egg whites is I've frozen them in 2 different separate bags, so 2 on each, and you can make snowballs. You know, the recipe I did for you guys the other day, I will link it below and above so you can check it out. You'll also need 40 grams of port wine. Now, you guys, I'm giving you the measurements as they go into the Thermomix, because everything the Thermomix is grams. So 40 grams of port, 1 pinch of salt. I'm not sure if I'm going to add that because my butter is already salted, but I might add a little bit more. You then need 450 grams of white bread flour, and then you need 350 grams of assorted nuts and chocolate milk chips. Okay, now if you're making the king cake, this would be 350 grams of crystallized fruit, a variety of it. So I'm going for the queen cake, so I'm going to have flaked almonds, pine nuts, and roasted chopped hazelnuts, and then some milk chocolate chip cookies. Some milk chocolate chips. Let's get started. The first thing you need to do is add the sugar and all the orange peel and lemon peel, and then you're going to mill it together. Now, this is for the Thermomix. If you don't have a Thermomix, just just add the sugar and the already grated lemon and orange, and this is what it will look like. You then add the milk. Now, if you have a Thermomix, just add the milk as is from the fridge. If not, make sure you warm the milk, say for 30 seconds in the microwave, just to get it at a warm, normal temperature. And then go on and start adding some of your ingredients, like the butter and the yeast as well. If you are using a standard mixer, just mix it all together. Once that's done, you're going to add 3 of your egg yolks. Remember, you're having 4, but keep 1 for later. You're going to add the orange juice and the port, and again, mix it together. Then you want to add your pinch of salt and your bread flour. This is when you should be using a dough hook if you're using a standard mixer. In the Thermomix case, you will be using the dough mixing thingy. You guys know what I mean if you have a Thermomix. I'm just adding little bits of extra flour because I could see that the dough was quite sticky. So just to help it lift off from the sides of the Thermomix. Then you can either leave it in the Thermomix for 2 hours, but because I wanted to use the Thermomix to do other stuff, I decided to pour into a bowl which I had oiled and just cover it with some cling film. And you're going to leave it for a couple of hours until it doubles in size. So once it's doubled in size, punch the dough to get rid of all the air and put it back in the Thermomix or in your normal mixer, and you're going to use the dough thing again, and then you're going to add 250 grams of the dried, so the nuts and the chocolate chip. Remember that you had 350, so you're keeping 100 for decoration. And while the mixer is running or the Thermomix is running, you're going to add all the nuts in so they can get into the dough. Now I did notice when I took the dough out that a lot of the nuts were still loose, but I just sort of incorporated them into the dough as I needed it here, as you can see. Now you can make one big cake by just rolling it out, or in my case I want to make 4, so I'm going to split the dough into 4, and you'll see me do that in a minute, and then I'm going to roll it out into the shape of the cake. This cake freezes really well, so you can have one out if you want. You cook it all and then you freeze it once cooled. But there you go, you make a little ring with it. I actually decided to use a glass just to keep the hole in the middle, and it only needed a couple of minutes because if you don't, the hole tends to close up as it grows. So just for a few minutes while you make all of the different ones. So you roll the dough and then you just bind it together. There you go. And you put the glass in. Then take the last egg yolk and you put it around the dough. This will help make the dough nice and golden. And then you add some flaked almonds and all of the different nuts you had. The first one I did, I actually added a few chocolate chips, but then I decided against it. You know, it looks better without the chocolate chips on top. Also did a bit of icing sugar, just mixed with a little bit of water and then drizzled it on top. Once you're done, leave them to rise for about 45 minutes and then pop them in the oven at 180 degrees. The oven should be preheated. This is what they will look like. Onto a cooling rack and leave them until they are completely cooled. Now time for the Baileys. Now guys, don't worry about the ingredients. Again, everything will be down below in the description, but this is the easiest thing to make and everyone will love it. It tastes, to me, it tastes just like the Baileys you buy. The difference is you make it at home, and it makes such a wonderful gift as well. it, you guys, I am done. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please do try this cake and the Baileys. I promise you will not regret it. The cake is like something you've never tried before, and it's so tasty and packed full of nuts and chocolate chips. So go ahead and try it. Thank you to Mel for coming up for the idea for this collab, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more 12 Days of Christmas. Bye for now.